you said you have 17 sourcers, and they must be creating just massive either spreadsheets or Google Docs or just massive amounts of information. How are you bringing all of that together for your 17 to make it effective beyond just today's search?
Yeah. So really what we think about, like when I started the company, the whole goal was to be this staffing and recruiting, technology staffing and recruiting company. But really at the core, and this isn't really a secret, we've been collecting this data for that period of time to then build something larger beyond just, filling seats, right? So
Yeah.
when you're collecting the data on companies, so the sources are collecting data on companies, technology stacks, they're also tracking, if they're growing or dying. So we can understand the companies that are growing, we want to work with. The companies that are dying, we want to recruit source from. So they understand all those dynamics beyond like what's basically out there. So when we're storing all that information today into a tool called Asana, which is really a project management tool,
Yeah.
but it's really at the core, it's really just a spreadsheet. If you think about it, just hyped up. Now Asana is now a public company, founded by Dustin, who was one of the co-founders of Facebook. He's obviously a billionaire and makes a whole bunch of money. But taking that information, it could be a JSON, it could be a spreadsheet, and we now could take that and put it into whatever else as we continue to scale up into another database.
How do they decide if a company's growing or dying? What data are they looking at?
That's where LinkedIn comes in. So that's one of the valuable information. So you could see how many employees they have. So like last year, we could say that company had 630 employees. And then a year from now, or today, let's say from last year, we now see they have 1,600 some people. And then through the Google alert, we could see, was there an acquisition, or are they just growing organically? And then we could target to do business with them. Or if they're dying, we then target them and continue rating from that company because something is going on in a negative way that creates uncertainty, that makes it easier for us to source people and recruit people from.
And so my assumption is that 2 years from now, you can go into Asana and somehow do a search for either companies that are shrinking, and then also do a search. We need to find out which organizations have this specific tech stack of 3 things, and you can do that search, and then that spits out prospective candidates in mass.
Yeah, so candidate prospects as well as people that are coming and going. So where are they going to? Where do they come from? And then what's the technology stack and how many technology stacks do they have? And what's the size of the engineering department? Where are those engineers located? Are they all in a specific geography? Because they and also understanding, are they working hybrid? Are they working remotely? Are they working in office? Are they offshoring? So all these things we're putting together these puzzle pieces to make better sense of what's going on. And over time, that's the competitive advantage that we have over what I was talking about earlier, the basic keyword searcher.
Now, last question in regards to this. If you were talking to John Smith, and you see that he's been at these 4 companies and you guys have mapped them out, can I then at one glance look that individual up in that system, see each of the companies, and then see which tech stacks he's been playing in?
Yeah. So there's
based on your research, right?
Yeah. So there's the candidate. And then that's what the sourcers do here. They're doing the research. 90% of the job of a sourcer here is research to understand, okay, he worked there, where did he work before? We have a certain standard of not going back too far because then the technology stack may have changed. Mm-hmm. So it's really only going back for the past job, if it's relevant, like meaning in the past couple of years, and then understanding where they're going. So we know that there's potential backfill depending on when he or she left. Then to understand, okay, is the company growing or dying? Then that's where the new business development opportunities come into play. And then also we're profiling, that manager, or trying to profile depending on the size of company. Is it a director we're targeting? Is it the manager? It could even be a lead to understand, who's that person potentially interviewing those folks. And basically we're using our own clients to not only fill roles, but to use them as new business development opportunities with those candidates. All this is creating like this infinity loop of trading and replacing.